I've got chat pulled up already, which I've been trying to do, and I'm going to take my thief, sub dancer, for self heals based off of technical points or ability, weapon skill. That way I can heal myself, but I'm going to go through and do some Salvage II runs, trying to farm some Alexandrite, which is going to end up leading into a potential larger streaming of chasing after my mythic weapon for Paladin, which is called Bertang. So, that all aside, I'm still standing in my mall garden, but we will kick back over to Odd Urgan, and then I will go and start running some salvage. I actually just went to the wrong place. So now I gotta teleport back over there. So this is the newest expansion, City Adolam. We may or may not do some stuff out here at some point. At this point in time, I'm going to focus on showing some of the game mechanics, different things that are, I guess, we consider more end game. So, 1.1. That red circle up in the top left is a sanction. It's a buff specific to an Odd Urgan. And when you get it, you can either get a regen, one per tick per second, or whatever it ends up being. I think it's every 3 seconds. Refresh, which is mana, or you can double duration on your food. This being a lower, or what was at the time, it was a level 75 cap farming. And then this one, I want to say, is the higher tier of it. It's Salvage 2 we're going to run, not Salvage 1. But I just get a free regen for just an extra little bit of HP back. I would lock style my thief, but we're literally going to have our gear taken off at the very beginning of the fight, or the very beginning of going in there, so it's not really going to matter. Make sure I've got the item, and then I will go show you guys the way in. I do the northwest portal, which I'll show you a better explanation of what I mean by the northwest portal. Oh, okay, I don't have one, so you say I'm in. Give me a brief moment. Pick whichever assault you want to give points from, which is probably going to be these ones down here that got way more points. And there we go, we got our remnants permanent, which allows us to go and salvage. So anyone that's not a Final Fantasy buff or hasn't played Final Fantasy, this one's obviously Final Fantasy XI. This was the first MMORPG they built. It was built on the EverQuest operating system, or whatever it is, I believe. I started playing it, I want to say, in 2003, right after the Chains of Prometheus expansion release, which was the technically second expansion, because you had Rise of Zilliart was the first expansion. This is Treasures of Odd Urgan, which was the next expansion. They did do some odd little duck ones. There's a Moogle one, there's one to do with Shintoto and Crystal Prophecies, but those are all like 75. You get like a piece of gear from it, wasn't anything special. And you gotta be literally standing on this door for it to let you open it. If you went straight there between those two teleporting portal looking things, that would be the entrance to Nizul Island, or the Nizul Climb. So we may or may not do some of that. I need to farm some more tokens. I'm at, I think, 95,000. I need 150,000 for a mythic. Per mythic. So, oops, wrong button. As I was explaining, the portal. Wrong one again. Okay. That northwestern little blue circle, that's the northwestern portal. That's the Salvage II I'm going to enter. I've got markers on them. I was starting to mark them as to which one was which. The way I knew which cards were to pop NMs and that, which I'm still in the process of learning how all of this works. But I do know how to run this salvage relatively well. So we skip this portal because we're not going to go into this one. This is the northeast portal, which is the next one I'm trying to learn how to do. The goal of it is you go in there and your sub job's disabled, HP, MP, max, all of it's down, stats down, job abilities are locked, magic abilities are locked, everything effectively gets locked. And with Salvage II, you walk in there and you can get certain things, which is typically sub job, job abilities, magic, some stats, and then just whatever it ends up deciding to give you as an oddity. You get an max MP, max HP. But job abilities will unlock your weapon skills and all that, which is really good. Sub job, being dancer with that means I can heal myself with my TP. So we're going to go in, not Salvage 1, but Salvage 2. Now it's just a matter of loading. My character's going to kick all of his gear off. You got to unlock the gear slots even. Which it should give us weapons, and then it may give us something else. It's just kind of luck of the draw what it gives you for free from the little portal. So you've got this little window or add-on that tells me which things are locked. Gives you the full list of what is locked and what isn't locked. I think I do that a little bit more over here out of the way. There we go. And that should be the last, well, one of the last doors we have to do though. There's a few more in here. I want to say 2 or 3 that we got to open that way. I could be wrong. I think it may be 1 per floor, actually. There's a little runic lamp that lets us unlock X amount of things, whatever it has in it. So there's weapons, both weapon slots unlocked, not throw slot. They ranged, actually. They did give me throw slots, so scratch that off the list. Sport job, 1. Job abilities. So dancer and the ability to use the dancer's healing is there. We'll take these just the way that it will free up some of the other ones. If a mob, for instance, has max, there's one I'm going to do is max HP and max MP, which looks like I have max HP in here. I don't need MP, so I'm probably just going to skip them. Because I don't need it. Dexterity is one of the ones I really actually need to unlock. And I am actually using lower level daggers, the treasure hunter daggers and the old thief knife. Well, no, actually on the first floors I use my stronger daggers, my apologies. But if I ever get this right, bear with me here a second. I use my stronger daggers until we get up higher, and then I use my thieves' knives, my treasure hunting knives. I mean, I've got better knives. But I've got to go finish my boots. Empyrean boots gives an extra 2 levels of treasure hunter. Your normal cap is 8. It gives you a higher chance of receiving items, pretty much. It increases the loot pool probability of giving you something. These vultures unlock. Oh crap, we got all of them. They unlock an armor slot. I think it's the head and neck. Yes. Pretty confident that's the one that these ones do. I haven't run it in a while, so bear with me. My HP's unlocked, so I'm just going to go ahead and raise it on up. And it was head and neck. So I haven't forgot everything, just most of it. Oh, I had back and waist unlocked already too. And as you can see, they have red X's over the slots that you cannot equip. There's actually a status ailment that certain mobs can put on you that give you, typically it's your weapon and sub-hand, whatever, offhand weapon or shield, pretty much. Grip in the case of a two-handed weapon. And then I believe it's, what are they called? The Medusa mobs. I can't recall what their name is off the top of my head. But they are the ones I know that they can, when they charm you, or there's certain things they can do where they can just unequip everything. Look at the map, make sure I'm not losing my board. Yeah, I know we're right. We'll go down here, kill Leech. They unlock another slot, but I can't recall which one it is off the top of my head. And we literally skip the... We'll actually see their names here in a second, because I gotta walk by them. The Medusa type mobs. Lamias, I believe. They're Lamias. They're the ones that have... They can charm you, and I want to say they have an ability, depending on an NM1, they can unequip gears. There's a certain number of NMs that can unequip your gear, depending on what it is. Or you can get hit with a status ailment amnesia, which makes it where you can't use those earring rings. So that's effectively accessory slots are all unlocked. I'm not worried about max MP because I don't use MP, so. I keep forgetting. Trying to play Monster Hunter World. Played that too much lately, so I figured we'd play something different. I figure I'll go back on Grounded here at some point. This week I'll play some more Grounded. I'm going to keep working on the Monster Hunter to a certain extent. This is also why you sub Dancer, because you can do Spectral Jig, gives you invisibility and makes you silent, or makes, it's called Sneak. It's a spell, but it makes them where they can't hear you. Most mobs are sight or sound aggro. So they will not go after you if they're aggressive, unless if you have, or you know, if they can see you or hear you. There are certain mobs that are scent based, and you want to kick both of those off. Ah, crap. It's too close to that leech. But you want to kick both of those off, otherwise. Sorry. Otherwise, when you go to hit Spectral Jig again, it will not actually be able to apply the buff, because you will still have one of them on you, so it can't technically reapply them. It does not go over itself, override itself. So, very important to remember to kick your sneak off when you kick your invisible off to open doors, because you cannot open doors while you're invisible. So here we go to the next floor. I want to say this is a complete skip floor. The only reason you would fight on this floor, to my knowledge, off the top of my head, is if you didn't get the Lamias for the HP, max HP. There's the third floor, it'd be fly traps. We gotta kill one of those. So here's more vultures. There's another Lamia. Really don't want to waste Spectral Jig here, but I may have to. Don't want to aggro either of them, but see what I can sneak through it on it. Yep, hold it off, okay. I want to open the door and then Spectral Jig. When they added Dancer to the game, they changed quite a bit of the dynamics. Which was the Wings of the Goddess expansion, which is the one that followed Out-Urgan. Treasures of Out-Urgan. And then the last big expansion was the adult one. Yeah, this is just like go right up. Which for a reason the ramps are always on the north side. I figured that out a while back. Honestly, could have done without having Spectral Jigging that on, but it's alright. You kicked my visibility off and sneak still on, so we gotta reapply. Or kick that off, sorry. Alright. Now Monster Hunter, stop. Alright. I wonder if this is the fly trap floor or not yet. So we'll put that on. If it is, it is. And we'll cross that bridge in a minute. I do put back on my treasure hunting daggers. For one, for lower damage, there'll be ramparts. There'll be this big floating door thing. And they drop Alexandrite. Or, well, they spawn gears. They're literally just floating gear things. Which, on that floor, prior to them, there'll be gears, and I'll kill all of them for a chance for extra Alexandrite. It's not much. Well, ideally, what we're running this for is what's called linen pouches, and they give anywhere from 50 to 99 Alexandrite per pouch. This is the whole purpose of this. And if done right, you can get, I believe it's 2 typically. And with the way my luck's gone with it, I typically end up somewhere in like the 40 range of, you know, singles that drop off the mobs. My best run, I think I got 208 Alex out of one run. So, it's not too bad. The only problem is, what I didn't tell you, is you need 30,000 Alexandrite. So, one of the best ways to get it right now is ambuscade, which I've got, you know, videos of ambuscade. I've actually put one of my videos of ambuscade is actually up on my YouTube channel now that I'm starting to get stuff uploaded. I have to do a lot more work with that, but I've got it functional for the moment. Much like I've done some more work with the Twitch, or the Twitch account. So, Twitter account I probably need to go give some TLC as well. But I got that functional as well at the moment. So, every time I kick stream on here, it kicks on there. So if you're not following me here, you could follow me on Twitter, but I would much rather, if, you know, beggar be choosers, to get the following on here. This floor, let's see what we got on the floor quick before I go anywhere. This is probably the door to go upstairs. So it's been a minute since I ran this one, so bear with me. I'm just looking to see whether the fly traps are on this floor or not. Primarily. Yep, they are. Okay. These guys we want to kill one of. If I can get one singled out, that'll work. I believe this is hand slots, which gets me an extra 3 treasure hunter. So right now we're sitting at 3, the natural 3 that Thief has. And then I have the relic gloves. I believe it's relic gloves that are upgraded, that they have plus 3 treasure hunter. And then if I make the Empyrean armor, sorry, the boots specifically, you get 2 more, which puts you at the 8 cap. Now, Thief has the ability to raise the treasure hunter, which is why you see it there. It just went to 5. I raised the treasure hunter by 2. That was Dex and mine. We wanted Dex. We already got Agi, so we're good on the stats. The rest of them don't matter. I already just set a macro to equip my movement speed boots. At some point I'll set up a macro for that, because you can get 18% movement speed. And then Thief has the ability to flee. It used to be a lot more movement speed, but I think it only gives you 25% now. I'm not 100% of the numbers on that. Okay, this should be the gears floor if I'm not mistaken. I believe it is. We'll switch out our strong daggers to our not so strong daggers. Just for the extra treasure hunter. Lower damage means I have more of a chance to proc the level up on treasure hunter as well. I think these guys are the hand slot. I hope they didn't skip the hand slot, because that'll make this a little bit harder. The higher the treasure hunter, the better you're off. Do haste samba, that way I get more or faster attack speed. I've got boxed up for defense down, quick step set up for evasion down, which there's no issue with that here. Mythic weapon skill, some Empyrean weapon skill. I think that's a natural one. And Eviscerate is, I'd like to say it was only unlocked once from the original game. Once your skill was high enough, you'd learn it. So I've also got that time remaining there in the middle, hour 26 minutes and counting down. We'll have more than enough time to finish this. It's just a matter of this part I take my sweet time with. When it comes to the floors that are Alexandrite specific, I farmed them really hard. That was body armor. Did we miss gloves? I hope not. If not, we're going to be running through Treasure Hunter Light. We're probably going to do just to make this easier. So we'll gather them up. Okay. Get worked around here. Heal myself a little bit. And then Aeolian Edge. Or kill that one. Never mind. Scratch that idea. I used it. I didn't see how there it was. 1887 per mob. And until I have all the item slots unlocked, it's not going to let me style lock. And the moment we leave and would attempt to come back in, it would automatically kick all my gear off and break the style lock again anyway. So far, I've not seen any Alex. Let's see. Storyline check. I've got all kinds of crap on me right now. Speed leveling, synergy, and a laundry list of others. Ambuscade, cape, upgrade items. I was buying all that stuff from the Ambu the other day. Like I said, these daggers are a lot slower, but I do them. It's mainly for the ramparts. And I've got weapon skills that do pretty good damage. So if we wanted to kill them fast, we could. But again, the slower you do this, the higher chance of my proccing the treasure hunter bonus. Or the level up of treasure hunter, that is. I'm trying to think if I missed a mob that we've done the gloves. I had to have, obviously, some way or another. So I swear you have the gloves for this floor already. But that's just what it is. Unfortunately, if I missed it, I missed it. I'll probably be running these on and off for a while anyway, so. You need 500 TP to be able to use Curing Waltz 3. I believe Haste Samba is 300. Pretty confident I have not seen any Alex drop yet. Treasure Hunter 6th one. Huh. Yeah, if they're not going to be dropping any, I might just go ahead and just switch back in other daggers. And it was 300 for Hey Samba. Try to speed this up a little bit. See, my thief is pretty bare-bone geared. He's not got anything super special. He steals from some of my other jobs. Gear. Hey, there's an Alex. The single gears have a chance to drop. The triple gears, where it's 3 gears in one cluster, will guaranteed drop 1. So I believe after my Ambu that myself and Leilana and Punt ran a Einhar, which is for the Ichor, which is another one of the components of making a mythic weapon. It's Ichor from Einhar, Alexandrite from Salvage, and tokens from Nizul Island. Now it's a lot deeper rabbit hole than that, but that's the base stuff you need. These one of those jobs I leveled up just for the sake of Treasure Hunter. I've actually gotten to enjoy it. I used to play it a little bit back in the day, mainly Sub Thief. But it's an interesting job. It's not per se my bread and butter. Dark Knight Paladin and probably Red Mage. Summoner's got to be one of my better ones as well, outside of Beastmaster. So there are going to be four of them per room, and then when we get in the next room, it'll have ramparts, the big door-looking things I was talking about. And then after that, they will spawn clusters of 3 archaic gears, which will be where we'll get, excuse me, guaranteed Alexandrite per one. The rampart, I believe, can drop some. The next floor will be chariots. We're looking for a specific chariot to kill, and if we kill him within 3 minutes, and we go over to fight the rampart, it spawns a chimera, who has a chance to drop a linen pouch. Then that guarantees you the boss, who, a higher rank boss, that's a guaranteed linen pouch drop. And I just found out the other day that the chariots also have a chance to drop Alexandrite, so I started killing them as well. So this is going to be a little slow, we'll burn a lot of the time, but to my understanding, you can run multiple Salvage 2s. I'm just not sure if you have to run one of each area or not, or if you can do the same one. So we're going to test that theory. Because again, I'm pretty new to the Salvage. Outside of running base Salvage, Salvage 2 is new to me still. You can run Salvage 1, you might luck out and get a cotton pouch, which is, I think, up to 50. But it's any number between 1 and 50. Don't quote me on that. It's a lot less than a linen. Linen's guaranteed 50 or more. Which is why people farm this one. And if there is a lockout, I'm actually got a mule that I'm going to start leveling his thief up. I gotta give him a 99. Get him some ambuscade gear like that my thief's wearing. And then I gotta get him probably sand dung, the dagger in my main hand, and the thief's knife for the moment, very, bare minimum. And then I can get him at least Treasure Hunter 5 and let him run it, or run it with him as well. As I say, a little healing move. Restoral sounds like healing, it is. We'll gather the archaic gears in the center, and then we'll just go from one rampart to the next. Rampart, kill the triple gears, and then move to the next. Pretty sure I was supposed to unlock hand, maybe leg and foot already. But I don't remember who it was that I had to kill for that, so this may be a little bit rougher a run, but it's not, that big of a deal. We'll make it work, just ain't gonna be pretty. It's like it's starting to rain. Should forewarn that I do have potential for storms tonight, so power may go out. If it gets to the point where it starts storming really loud, thundering, I will probably end the stream until it stops, and then pick up where I leave off. I'm going to waste one of my Paladin's defense foods just on the off chance. If I can reduce their damage a little bit, that'd be very helpful. I mean, they're missing me a lot, but still. Some reduced damage. It's got accuracy on it. It's a new food. It's egg sandwiches. The base one's 50 accuracy, up to 100 HP, 100 defense, 1 enmity, I believe is all it's got on it. Which is really good, because it's kind of a combination of a bunch of foods in one. We didn't need accuracy, I just wanted a little bit of defense. I don't think I've got any black curry buns left, so... Maybe rough when we get to fighting against the triple gears as to damage I'm going to be taking. Because without having those armor pieces, my defense is down significantly. Yeah, we're looking at what? 650, and that's with the food. I do have a defending ring equipped which reduces damage taken by 10%. I could potentially swap in some more of my damage taken gear. If need be, if they start absolutely stomping me. And that thing you just completed there was a 500 damage one. Actually, it looks like that's cut off on the screen, so never mind, you can't see the chat box. Underneath my character's feed is a chat log, damage log. Must be part of the streaming that I've got set up with. It's not showing that, which is fine, it's not hurting anything. It cuts off a little bit of stuff, but nothing overly important. I think we're going to go ahead and adjust my gear set whilst we're messing around here to use the other defense with extra HP pieces that I've got that he can wear to get him another 11% damage taken down, a little bit extra HP. So. So they put him at 21% damage taken down. He gravitied me. That sucks. So I walk over here. I'm big and bad or something. So this is a rampart. Once I get this thing down low enough, I believe it's reinforcements is the ability we want to see, which is why I use weaker daggers. I don't know how much HP we're actually sitting at now with those pieces on. 2254. Yeah, we'll probably stream. I don't know if I'll do anything past Salvage II. I was debating a couple things that I could go do, but I have never reinforcements. That's what we wanted to see him use. So now I can literally just Rudra him and almost kill him. I should have one-shotted him with that, I thought, but it's alright. And there he dropped an Alexandrite. And now these are triples, like I said, so. And they're going to start aggroing me. See how bad they start hitting me for. So I reduced their damage, so they shouldn't shred me. I don't have the defense I normally would, but I do have damage taken down, so not too bad. I think if it didn't have the damage taken down, it'd be a lot worse. Let's get that back up. Probably do one healing waltz, and then after the healing waltz, I should be able to start throwing some AoE weapon skills. Should be able to sneak at least one in and then go back to healing. And just rinse, wax, and repeat. I got another one of those bots ask me if I want to be famous. I wonder if that's a big thing or something, or it's just bots just randomly spouting that off. Alright, we're healing walls. Might go for a second healing walls, and then we'll start throwing weapon skills again. As I slowly dwindle them down, we should start making some headway. Like I said, these are guaranteed to drop one. I believe we can get them to drop more than one. Haste Samba's down, so we'll heal on Haste Samba. Doesn't help him to start critting. See, that was TH6. You should be hitting TH9s if I had my gloves, but apparently I skipped the mob that drops those, or gives me access to them. I believe I should have leg, foot, and hand already, but max MP I skipped. I believe we can get Vitality on the next floor. Don't quote me on that. That hurt more than it ought to have. Focus on healing. Since I let them get me so low, we're going to waste my 2-hour ability. Not that it matters. It's 1-hour ability now. They won't be able to touch me anymore. For a minute until I get healed up. I should have focused on HP, not damage, so we'll just slowly grind them down. Honestly, what I can do is I can switch to my damage dagger for these guys. And then I'll have to switch back to my weaker daggers for the others. Let's see, Taming Sari and Kaja. And then we'll just shred these guys. Because they will drop a guaranteed one regardless, so it doesn't really matter too much in that sense. Otherwise, this is going to take way too long. Like I said, the ramparts, I actually have to start unequipping gear to fight them, so that's why I just started using the lower tier daggers. And I can literally just use the TP to do a new curing walls, put up a new haste samba, and then just switch out my daggers. That's probably what I'm going to start doing just to speed things up a little bit. Right, that's still on cooldown. That rail cannon hurts pretty bad. Oops, don't target yourself. Gear. There you go. You get a lot of your Alex on this floor. And then the next floor gives quite a bit as well. So as you do damage, they lose other gears. So dropping the other gears off. Since we got a little bit of TP left over, we'll top off our health. And then we'll switch back to the 2 lower daggers, and then once I spawn those, I'll just go ahead and kill the rampart, switch over to the other daggers again. a little bit more work involved. I could macro them too, but that's me being too lazy. You know, macros are a lot easier and faster, but it is what it is. My health is capped out at the moment, so. I think you could run Drain Samba too, but it doesn't give you but maybe 3 to 6 HP per hit. I've already TH7 him, so we're procking it up pretty fast. My Thief's nearly mastered. At 100, he gets a higher chance. I think it raises the cap for TH to 11 or 12. It ends up being, I think, 14 you can cap it at. And then after that, every so many levels of job points spent, the gifts, you get, I think I'm just going to swap over. There we go. It's 1 TP first. Sorry, I'm semi-distracted right now. But you get gifts that give you a higher chance of proccing that treasure hunter stuff, which I got him to 8, which is kind of funny, because that's where we would have started at if I had my gloves. Alright, let's get on one of these gears. And they're going to die a lot faster using these daggers. These daggers are really good, actually. The Kaja dagger in the offhand, if I get a pulse weapon, is a whole different rabbit hole. I can use that dagger as an offhand, I think, pretty much indefinitely. And then it's your Aeonic dagger for Thief that you'd want in main hand. I think there's no sense in making the Relic dagger anymore. I think the Mythic one's kind of a lost cause at this point as well. So it it leaves you with those as your options primarily. So we're going to focus on healing until we start dwindling them down, and then I'll start shredding them. I screwed up on switching targets. Did I get it in time? I did. Alright. We'll go back to my garbage daggers, probably the next floor, after I kill the chariot we need to kill. Which, when you think chariot, you think, you know, let's say Greek times pulled behind a horse, not the same chariot. More or less what I'm trying to warn you about there. Figure that will one-shot it. Rudra is the Empyrean dagger weapon skill. And the main hand dagger I'm using with my right hand has a chance to roll Treasure Hunter 1 on it. It's effectively a thief's knife on roids, I guess, nice way to put it. Mine actually rolled plus 10 damage, so it's actually a 121 damage dagger, where the Kaja is only 117, but once I max it, I think it's like 123. Not 100% on the numbers on that one. I hadn't had a reason for the dagger yet. And I've only got one pulse weapon yet. I used it on the site, and then I went and got APOC from the Dark Knight afterward. And that one dropped 2 Alex. So they're guaranteed to drop 1. That's part of where you run these. These are really good, actually. My necklace I'm wearing has a regen on it, so I'm getting at least 2 regen right now a tick. 2 health per tick of regen. I got a piece of my armor that I would normally be wearing that has additional regen. I don't think it's this one here. No, not that one. Let's just swap the daggers as it sets. You lose TP every time you swap your weapons, although it stops your auto run on them. I still play on a gamepad. I started out playing on PlayStation 2. I've played it on PC, keyboard and mouse, but I'm on a laptop, so it's relatively inconvenient. A lot of the normal buttons that would work for it don't really work, because I have the same issue with like League of Legends. I've got to set a lot of the button keys as to what they are and what they do and where. So, one of them things. I do have an ability called Feint that raises the chance of it dropping or raising my treasure hunter effectively, which I will be using that on the first Chimera that spawns. Hey, Samba back up. Before I start fighting over gears. One of them hasn't aggroed yet. It's interesting. He should have aggroed with the rest of them. So unless they're whittling them down, I'm not going to go crazy with throwing my TP anywhere except for healing. Debating taking and trying my red mage solo on Odin, so we could potentially do that after this. See how my red mage fares at it. I've been running it with my one friend on normal difficulty with his red mage, his bard, and I believe his geomancer, which makes it a lot easier. The biggest thing I have to worry about that is what can I summon. And I think I've got my macros are pretty well in a good spot. I'd have to look at my macros really quick to make sure I do, because I gotta stick certain debuffs on him. While keeping shadows up. And the key to it is you kill him with end spells. Which is you put magic on your sword effectively, fire element, thunder element, ice, water, etc. You do not have access to light and dark as a red mage. Light is paladin specific, and dark is dark knight specific. And the rune fencer can do elements, all 8 elements. The 6 base elements, and then dark and light he has access to, but it's a different thing entirely. They're runes. We're gonna haste Samba, heal, and then throw an alien. Start weakening them all a little bit. We're gonna have to go catch that random set of gears unless he's finally aggroing. He aggroed finally, okay. Scratch that thought. Let's say we're gonna have to go get him at some point. If I had my thief geared slightly better, this may not be so bad. There's a lot of people that come in here without thief, but I like the idea of having treasure hunter. I could come here with my dark knight and absolutely just destroy the entire place, but that would be a bigger issue because these ramparts wouldn't even have a chance to summon reinforcements. My dark knight would just shred them. Unless I equip my 1 damage scythe, it'd be about their only chance of survival. 17 seconds in haste Samba, so we'll reapply it. And throw another Alien Edge. Alien Edge is magic based. It's actually how you cleave, which is AoE kill mobs on Paladin. Get ourselves healing again real quick. I'm starting to dwindle their numbers down where it's not going to really matter too much what we do. Should really just kill the other ones outright. Once I get to the last one, I'll probably TP dump it. Just depends on where we're at on health and that. Which, in other words, I mean by that is weapon skill it and just kill it. That was our second rampart. So we'll have to get cooking on these guys. I was supposed to switch my daggers over. That's why it's taking so long. Why is it so slow? I'm using my treasure hunter daggers. That's why. Which is also why Aeolian Edge's damage is so low, because my other daggers have magic attack. At least the Kaja does. Just dump the TP, switch the daggers, and just switch them back here in a second. I already forgot I was switching daggers, so that's my bad. We got 2 archaic gears yet, so we can get TP back up, so we can top off our health. But yeah, that's more the speed I was expecting. That shredded that one pretty well. I can't top my health, more than likely. Well, no, I should be able to actually. Yeah, as long as I'm not switching into my weapon skill gear, I don't lose the extra. Yeah, all you accomplished there, buddy, was getting me enough TP to do what I wanted to, so thanks. So as we're running over here, switch back into the lower damage daggers, that way I can get him to summon the reinforcements. And then this time, I will make sure to remember to switch my daggers after I throw my TP with the weapon skill. Yeah, we'll go with that camp review. Yeah, for the most part, you just wait till you see them use reinforcements, and then you just shred them. My other daggers, I literally had to unequip my entire armor set to not kill it too fast with my good daggers, so. He's using Astral Gate, which means he's not doing reinforcements yet. It is a TP move, so I have to feed him TP, or he summons reinforcements. Which is why it's so important that I'm not, using my really high damage daggers so I don't kill him so fast. Astral Gate again. This one may not actually summon reinforcements the way it's going. That's interesting. Don't know that I've ever had one not do reinforcements before. I know it's possible, but obviously not ideal. If I had to, I could switch to my 1 damage daggers, which I really don't want to do that. Come on, reinforcements. Okay. Kill it. It's forcing my hand here. 1 damage daggers. Go. I should be able to hit him just fine still. There he goes. Now he's using reinforcements after he made me switch out of my good daggers. Or, well, better daggers. Made me worry there for a minute. But now we don't have really any TP for the others yet, so we'll have to get TP flowing here. And I think we got all of them aggro this time, not like that last one. Get TP up, Haze Samba. Refresh that quick, and then we'll probably focus healing for a minute. And just absolutely shred these guys. We didn't switch in time. I didn't switch in time. Pretty sure the Kaja knife has magic attack. And Taming Sorry does too. So yes, both daggers enhance my Aeolian Edge's damage, where the other ones don't have that. Speaking of which, just get aggressive here. So they all have TH3 on them now because of the AoE attack. And my neighbor's dog's going off like clockwork. Refresh our Haze Samba. And then if I've got TP, either I'll just destroy them all or I might AoE depending on how many are still up. By that point in time. Looks like I'm just going to TP dump on one. Or is there two still? There's two still. Okay. Better with this one's health at all Aeolian Edge. Looks like it's got plenty. There we go. Like I said, I would lock style or I stop flashing. You see my gear changing, but I don't think I can lock style on a full set of gear. We can try it. But we don't have to watch my character flipping out. Yeah, it worked. Okay, perfect. So it's my Emmet harness. It looks like the old Scorpion harness. It was kind of a big thing on Thief back in the day. That must be my last rampart, so. Thought that was the third one, but I couldn't remember if I did 3 or 4 yet, so. Now we go to the chariot floor. Since I want to use at least that for a heal. And then we want to put on my damage daggers, which are still on. Okay, we're good there. Oops, sorry, north side is the way to get on the pad. I gotta find a specific chariot. He's got a different name than the other ones. He'll be right there. We gotta go over and kill him, sub 3 minutes. And then go to the rampart on the wall, only rampart in the area, spawn the Chimera. Unless I'm not on the floor, I think I'm on, which I am. Archaic. Armored, that's the one we want. The goal of this one is just absolutely stomp it into the floor. Like I said, you gotta kill him in under 3 minutes to go get the extra boss. I mean, I know there's people that probably speed run this a lot faster than I do. I just kind of take it nice and slow. It's kind of the way I like to run these. We just focus on knocking him down effectively. I mean, I could box step him and lower his defense or whatever I felt like, but it's easier just to just stomp him into the ground, call it even. Well, the same issue with that rampart, trying to get him to cast reinforcements. The last one and the last 4 are automatically casted, so there's not an issue there. He literally just summons the boss. That's his only purpose. He stunned me. That's not very nice. There we go. The rampart is literally on that wall over there, so we just gotta escape through the chariots without aggroing them, preferably. Can't remember if it's on that wall or the other, but we'll just have to go find him real quick. There he is, I was right. So I'll probably use my thief's knife and the sand dome again for this guy. Mainly for the other, that way I get highest treasure hunters I can get for a chance for a linen pouch off of him. So the point of the steps, they take 100 TP to use, and then they reduce their stats. And you see there's a stack built up there, a little dagger over a, let's say, goldish circle. What that does, it allows me to use reverse flourish here as the main one I'm going to use it for. And that allows me to get 600 TP back whenever I hit reverse flourish. So I not only do I lower his defense by doing that, I have the ability to regain TP if I need it. So I just want to see him cast reinforcement. That's what we're waiting for. There we go. And then we're going to just literally no weapon skill to Chimera, just pound the crap out of him, hope for the best. Hopefully he'll give us a linen pouch, that'd be really nice. I think Feint's got it's a 2-minute recast. Okay, so we applied Feint. And we'll reapply it here shortly. 2 minutes, counting down. We'll see whether or not we get the treasure hunter for us high enough. Certain mobs seem to be more resilient or less likely to let you skill it up, and some mobs you can just bust it clean up without any issues. I got him 6 and 10% of his health. Plug my phone in while it's doing that. So I don't lose chat. Alright, there we go. And I'm going to kill the chariots. I know a lot of people skip them. They only drop, potentially drop a single. But I'm still going to kill them. Which is part of where my runs take a little bit longer because I'm using weaker weapons than that. I mean, I could literally do it a lot faster. But I just more or less choose not to. I want the most Alexandrite I can get my hands on is my goal. And I play a lot of it old school, which is hence the title I use on these is old school. There's a lot of different add-on things you can do, which is Luas that automatically switches your gear and stuff. And I don't know. Still don't know how I feel about that. I use Windower and some of the add-ons with Windower, but I've not gone any deeper than that really. Personal preference. I figure the moment that I can't play it myself and control it like I need to is the point where it might be time to move on. This is a game I've been on and off playing for, God, almost 17 years. Somewhere in the ballpark of 17 years. So like a day or two. A Thief's Knife in the offhand is like a level 70-something dagger. It's nothing to get excited about. It was the only treasure hunter dagger that I'm aware of back in the day. You used to use the gloves. So I can't show you my gloves unless I go into the thing. Level 70 dagger. We got a TH8, which is where I start at normally. So maybe we'll get him a TH9 or 10. It'd be kind of nice. So the gloves should be in here. So I got all kinds of stuff everywhere. There we go, Plunderers, and it's +3 Treasure Hunter, which you can't see, but barely behind those timers, so sorry about that. At some point I gotta mess around with it and move those, which I think I had to go full screen, play full screen instead of windowed, which I bet you guys could see the full screen if I played it full screen. But if I run it that way, we'd have a lot more issue, I think. I may test some of the settings, see if I can get you the whole screen. Because you guys are missing a pretty good chunk of it. If there's any interest in the game. I had pretty good views on the Ambuscade the other day, so I figured we'd stream a little bit more of it. And if people are interested in it, awesome. If not, we just play periodically every so often and show things. It's like beginning of next month, I'll probably do the Ambuscade again with my friends, and we'll figure out the dynamics to it. You guys can watch us win and lose. Typically, when we're all on point, unless something just goes horribly wrong, we don't typically die. So, pretty good group of friends I've got that I play with. So. I forgot Faint was up, so I used it a little bit ago. It's almost back up. 30 seconds, pretty much. And we'll have it again. And that's Terror he just put on me. That's why my character stopped mid-motion. I'm debating whether I want to kill the chariots with my bigger daggers and just shred them. If they drop something, they drop something. If they don't drop something, then it's alright. So I want to say anybody sub-thief, the best they can get is TH4. So maybe there's a belt. And you just get it random with dark matters by augmenting some of your armors. Armors and weapons. Yeah, we may not even reach TH9. Here's our last shot at it. Our last chance to increase it. Hey, terrored me again. What we may do is just fight these chariots. They're a lot weaker than that one we killed. The one we killed is pretty much an NM chariot, a notorious monster, so it's stronger. Because you treat it like an elite version. Or a boss one, I guess you'd call it as well. Try to get it associated with enough different possible names that it's understood. Alright. And he did not drop a pouch, so we're only going to get the pouch out the boss. Which is part of why I kill these guys, the way that I have a better chance of getting something out of it. And if I'm not doing that much damage to this thing, I'll just switch over to my other daggers and shred them. Or am I using the big daggers still? No, I'm using the little ones. See what this Rudra does. Is, yeah, we're going to switch to the daggers and just shred them, call it even. So now the damage will be pretty sky high. Get Haste Somber refreshed. Then our next TP will be a heal, and then we'll just keep going around. If you do have that reverse flourish for 600 TP, but not going to worry about it. Like I said, these guys typically will drop a loose piece. So I typically kill all of them. Full heal, and then we won't worry about it anymore. So, on this map, you got these bigger square rooms. Grab a marker quick so I can show you. You got this one here, it's got chariots in it too, and this one's got 2 chariots in it, and then this is the entrance to go up to the boss. Wasn't paying attention, I was out of Rudra a lot sooner than that. This is the last chariot in the room, and we'll get the 2 in that room, go get the other 2, that should be straight to the boss. I haven't made up my mind if I'm going to do some Monster Hunter tonight, or if we're going to do some Grounded, since we haven't played that in a few days. Not having the feed slot for my movement speed really sucks. My base set runs with the boots for movement speed constantly. And my weapon skill swaps them out for damage. Is there only a single one of these rooms? No, there's 2. I was like, where's the other one? I mean, the chance to get 1 extra Alex is, you know, just that much less. I've got to farm later is kind of my theory on it. So. Can't target the other one to switch to him. I think every bit of Alex you can get's worth it, personally, which is why I do kill chariots. So there's a lot of people that just speedrun, skip the chariots, go straight to the boss. They kill however many mobs they need to get their stat or the equipment back, which, again, somehow I skipped hands and feet. I'll have to figure out where they're at again. If I stream Salvage again, I'll make sure I actually get everything I need. And we should see a lot better drop rate. Oh wow, he did not take that Rudra well. More, I did not put out a good Rudra on that one. I had double Alex. It's part of why I killed him, because somebody get 2. With the higher treasure hunter, I think the best I've got was 3, but maybe 22. I could be just talking out my butt, because I don't remember for sure. I haven't run Salvage in probably about a month, which is when I actually started doing Salvage II. So I ran it for a few days. It's one of those things ideally I need to run it at least once a day, every day. So say I get 150 a day. Every 10 days, it's 1,500. You know, obviously it gets me closer to the 30,000. Speeds it up at least. Let's heal on this one actually. Reapply haste some, but you have TP for it. Alright, one more heal, and then we'll go kill the other chariot. Might kill this chariot, to be honest with you. And then just get TP on the other one and kill it too. Yeah, I've got to start farming. Her name is Lilith. She's the boss of Rhapsodies. The newer expansion. It's not really an expansion, it's just a massive game changer thing, more or less. It's like an end game, effectively, as well, storyline-wise. It's really cool. But she has a set, it's called the Malignant set. It's purple, and it's got really good damage taken down. So Thief, Blue Mage, and Elungelus, the other jobs, can use it for damage taken down set, because there's not really much they can get for base gear slots, head, chest, hands, pants, and boots, which damage taken down. This mag set's got a little bit, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's got physical, it's not both. Adamar doesn't have any, it's just for damage. And weapons go damage up. Alright, now we go up to the boss. And the boss I fight with the other knives, so it's going to be slower than molasses in wintertime, but I want to raise my chances of... Well, actually, I don't need to do that for him, so I just switch those for no reason. I just kill him. I don't think it raises any drop rate. He's guaranteed to drop a linen pouch. The only thing I'd be raising is him dropping some random other stuff that I don't need. So you can't say any of the gear that drops here would have been very good at even level 75 era. Alright, so make sure I'm going the right way. I am. I always get the portal wrong when we go to leave, so if I run the wrong one as usual. Once we come out from the boss. One's an active portal to leave, one's not. Nicest way to put it. And for ease, I may just warp, so I've got my warp home point teleport set up for the right one, right there by the guy that gives us the access to come into salvage, which I'll probably grab the access. And then either I can go pick on Odin, or take a short intermission and jump onto something else. I haven't quite made up my mind up yet as to what we're doing yet. A little bit more insight on the Thief. Sneak attack, you go behind him, it's an instant crit with boosted damage. And then trick attack, you go in front of the mob behind the tank, like my paladin per se, and you apply whatever that damage is as enmity or hate on that target. Then Thief's actually got a few abilities that can take enmity from other characters. I think 30 and 60% between the two of them, or two separate ones. Again, don't quote me, I'm not actually a Thief main by any means, so. I'll use a reverse flourish for fun. Top off our health a little bit. and keep whittling away. That hurt a little bit. And it paralyzed me, that's not good. There is a specific flourish, I think it's healing. If we can get the TP up for it, we just need 200, so we gotta hit him one more time or go through one more attack set. That should be, that's a very potent paralyze. I don't think I'm gonna get anything done, so every time I've done, okay, that's just not happening. It's about to come off anyway, but why not? We were already invested. Definitely want to heal off of this one. So that one move we used did over 600, so let's get our health back up a little ways. Or just beat him to death from here. I'm happy I healed because I would have died. Oh yeah, that would definitely kill him. And then he reapplied that super paralyze. That's gonna be a problem. Not in that box. This box. Oh, I guess I just killed him outright, that'll work. And there's our linen pouch and garbage gloves. Paralyze doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, not having the legs, feet, and hands definitely hurt. I had a lot less defense. Without the food, I was sitting at 620. I only gained 30. I think it's 10% of your defense, so that food for defense for thief, not exactly ideal. It's good on my paladin, I max out every time, but is this actually the active portal? Did I actually get to the right one for once? I did. I only got it wrong, I don't know how many times already. I almost always go to the right when you walk out of the boss room. That's the first notice you got it right. It's the portal to the right here to teleport back to the other portals. And it takes you back to that room with 4. But I'm going to be lazy and use a warp ring. Or more, I'm going to save a couple steps in warp ring. Which is 8-second cooldown to use it. What did I just do? We got 1 linen pouch, and then we'll see how much Alex we got without the linen pouch. We'll end up with more than likely over 100. We should end up with more than 100. Not getting the linen pouch from the first Chimera kind of hurts us more than not. And it's cut off so you guys can't see it, but there's 2 little loading wheels up in the top right. Once the first one drops off, the items will show up. There we go. And we walked away with 48 from just the mobs. Which, without killing the extra chariots and that, you typically only come out like 30-something instead of what I end up with. Come in. That one this time, why not? Doesn't really matter. The assault points are about useless at this point anyway. Alright. So, let's go ahead. Pop our linen pouch, see how many we get. Hopefully we get on the higher end. 75, that's not bad, that's middle of the road. So we did get over 100 Alex. So then, if you got the home point warps, which by this point in the game, where I'm at story-wise, you should. You go to your second page, depending on how you get your set up. You go to Arapago Islands, and then to Manaj Mao is where the NM, the Quigrin, is. You have to trade the Alex to get the item you need from him. And there is an item called a Cat's Eye, which is extremely rare. That gives you, effectively traded in, it's valued at 30,000 Alexandrite, so it instantly finishes that step into a mythic weapon. But from the home point, pull up the map real quick. He is literally just north of me in that little tunnel on the left. That guy's standing by him. Chance Ken. Interesting name. And you just trade in your Alex. And that's pretty much the whole process through. We got 123. Not a good run, but not a terrible run. Puts me at needing 16,067 still. So I've got obviously a lot of salvage to run. Ambuscade next month will give me another 1,500. I could just buy some, but I'm trying to save up my money.